The mission of Nuestras Raices is to foster economic, human, and community development in Holyoke through projects relating to food, agriculture, and the environment. I'm not sure how familiar you all are with Holyoke, not too far away, but also extremely high unemployment, over 31% in the downtown neighborhoods, the sixth poorest city in the country, high rates of obesity, among the highest rates of diabetes in the state, and interestingly enough, the highest percentage of people from Puerto Rico of any city in the United States outside of Puerto Rico. Years of neglect and disinvestment have led to demolitions and arson, hundreds of vacant lots in downtown Holyoke. But many of the residents of downtown Holyoke did come from rural Puerto Rico and grew up on farms and have lifetimes of experience in farming and agriculture and are proud to use that knowledge to improve neighborhoods and teach a younger generation. And so Nuestras Raices started with La Finquita Community Garden, the one that Don Teo started, and grew to have gardens throughout the city of Holyoke. We now have gardens in just about every downtown neighborhood of the city, and are just powerhouses of community development and improvement, with people growing thousands of dollars worth of fresh and nutritious organic produce for themselves. And many projects have grown out of the gardens. Youth development program where young people are not only gardening, but teaching gardening in local schools, building gardens with other local schools, expressing themselves through art and culture, learning about nutrition and cooking, doing environmental cleanups of neighborhoods, participating in community festivals and parades. Can you see the little goat on the front of the truck there? His name is Leandro. He's old now. He's still on our farm, but he stinks really bad. Urban planning and design, working on open space issues in the city. Young people have a farm at our farm site and are raising crops and livestock. This kid's name is Angel Ortiz, but they call him the Pig Whisperer because of his talent with the animals. I gotta whip through these slides pretty fast because the moderator threatened me. I gotta finish up in 15 minutes. That's Joseph. He's the moderator. Learning about entrepreneurship in our greenhouses and managing stands at our farmers market. Working not only with schools inside of Holyoke, but in surrounding communities, making bridges. We do environmental justice research and education and organizing to address the environmental issues that disproportionately impact the low-income Latino community of downtown Holyoke, looking at air quality issues and how open space is used, doing water testing, and that's an intergenerational project with young people working alongside adults and many different partners. Also growing from the gardens is economic development. Taking abandoned buildings and community assets and transforming them into places where people can use their knowledge and heritage of food and agriculture to start up businesses, bakeries and greenhouse operations and restaurants, catering operations. And this is Gerardo Ramos, who grew up diving on the reefs of Puerto Rico with his father, and came to this area and wanted to start his own tropical installation and maintenance business, and he grows a lot of the tropical corals and fish himself in space in one of our greenhouses. El Jardín Bakery, which many of you might be familiar with, was started in Nuestras Raices. That's a little less healthy food, but pretty good. One of our latest projects is called Tierra de Oportunidades Project on 30 acres of land on the banks of the Connecticut River just outside the urban core of Holyoke. We trained people that were farmers in Puerto Rico and other countries of origin to be farmers, commercial farmers in Massachusetts. This was also kind of an abandoned vacant land before a community-wide intergenerational effort reclaimed it and made it into this beautiful farm site. It's some of the best farmland in the world, actually. Hadley loam soil right on the banks of the Connecticut River that was also in danger of being lost to development. That rooster's named Donald, after our local animal inspector. He's much loved on the farm, I can tell you that. I think he's a little scared. He walks on the farm with a pistol, actually. I mean, one of the things about urban agriculture and some of these sustainability efforts is that they're not very well understood by many of our city officials. And it's an educational process to get them involved in a positive way. Our farmers raise a lot of traditional crops, and we've done a lot of work with the UMass Agricultural Extension Services to adapt tropical crops to this climate to be able to grow them here. Different varieties of herbs and peppers and squash and beans, even fruits. So we train 18 small farmers on this site, and we do a lot of environmental restoration projects along the riverbed too. Again, working with young people. We have about 30 or so young people that work with us throughout the summer on these agricultural and environmental restoration projects. This was a historic barn that was on one side of Holyoke, and a developer bought the site and was going to throw it in the dumpster to make way for 40 condominiums. But instead we got them to give it to us, and we took it apart and rebuilt it piece by piece at our farm site. It's a 135-year-old timber frame historic barn. We have a little farm store operation on the site where we retail the farm products and arts and crafts. A youth-run petting zoo, that's the finished barn there. So some 20 plus micro enterprises that are happening at that farm site. And under also a traditional Puerto Rican pig roasting operation happens on weekends throughout the summer. We do cultural activities on site, big arts and cultural festivals with music, and we roast a lot of pigs. Our annual Harvest Festival, the last Saturday in September, is the best party of the year anywhere. Please stop by. Put it in your calendars now. With lots of great healthy farm-raised food. We work a lot with farmers markets in Holyoke and in surrounding cities, with teenagers running the farm stands, and a lot of work to make sure that the low-income people that most need access to healthy food can buy it through promotion of being able to use public benefits at the farmers markets. Not just with our own farm stands, but with all the local farmers selling there. Nuestras Raices is working on forming many more local and regional coalitions to broaden impact. A youth task force, the Food and Fitness Policy Council, an environmental health coalition, and really with a commitment to community leadership in all these efforts, with innovative structures to engage youth and adult community members in the highest levels of leadership in these policy councils. One of the results has been a new salad bar that's stocked with local produce in our local culinary and our local vocational school, and the salads of ingredients grown by our farmers and local farmers are prepared by the culinary arts students. We work a lot on school gardens and community education around health and fitness. Some of our newest initiatives is green jobs training for local previously incarcerated youth. Youth have been learning how to do solar hot water systems and energy efficiency. And growing from this effort, we just launched Energia LLC, a new for-profit company that's wholly owned by, majority owned by Nuestras Raices, with partners Co-op Power and Nueva Esperanza CDC, and partially owned by the workers themselves. The first crew just got started this week. If anybody has any buildings that need weatherization, please contact us. One of our biggest projects that we're planning now is building out that pig roasting operation and farm store into a beautiful plaza at our farm site, with wonderful architecture that combines, that draws from the architecture of Puerto Rico and the Caribbean, and combined also with something that really works in the New England also heritage.